Hey, everybody, Off the Mic Sports Network here. Another edition of Off the Top Rope. AEW just reached a new low. Because, I mean, I think some people may have said this happened with WCW. I don't know whose fault this is, but whoever it is getting fired. And this is just a bad look for AEW. So, AEW did a double taping. They did Dynamite and Collision on Wednesday, and Collision was airing tonight. And around 9:30 Eastern Time, Collision just went off the air. And immediately they go to Black Adam. So cue the Rock hacked into this, but people in WWE don't even like the Rock. So, but regardless of whose fault this is embarrassing for AEW. I got critical of them when presumably they got bumped to another channel because, an Avengers movie was airing, but that was a holding pattern because they didn't know if there was going to be a Game 7 in the NBA playoffs. That's what happened. So I that's my fault. I'll take that on the chin. Like I was presumptive, sometimes this tribalistic mindset and like this back and forth between everything. And I like to point out the flaws in AEW because because it seems like AEW is just blind to them and just thinks everything is okay. When your show gets cut off 30 minutes before it's done, that's not a good look. And Tony Khan actually put out a tweet that this is insane. I'm gonna pull this up here for a second. Bear with me. I apologize. This is live, so here we are. So Tony Khan tweeted out the following: we are having technical problems with our studio transmission of Saturday AEW Collision tonight. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. We'll have the complete show up later. So, and then a follow-up tweet: the TNT app available on almost all has the West Coast feed due to technical issues with our studio transmission. It will air in its entirety. So, I mean, anybody who was watching it live on the East Coast got screwed. Anybody who's watching it on Max, God bless you. I'm probably the only one who watches it on Max because I want to watch these shows live. I don't watch Collision, but there's no way around this. This is a bad look. Like, I understand that, shit happens. But when you're this company that just tries to parade all this stuff around and you have all the resources, you have all the money in the world, and you get knocked off the air like that that can't happen. That just can't happen. Like WWE just never gets knocked off the air like that. You guys need to understand, like, and maybe some people will sheepishly say, hey, they saw Bandito and they had Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara on this show, and then you had the main event was Wheeler Yuta, yes, Wheeler Yuta getting another main event against Powerhouse Hobbs. Powerhouse Hobbs should probably kill him. Tape show, whatever, whether it was live or not. It's just like this stuff when you are whether you're a new company or not, you have all the resources in the world. Tony Khan does. He has all the money. He's bought the whole entire roster. He's brought in every ex-WWE person under the sun, overpaid them to death. And you get knocked off the air like this. Like that just can't happen. It can't happen. I understand it's Collision, and Collision is not nearly the show that Dynamite is, but when you parade yourself around like you're this great company and you have all these great things going on, yet to most of the world, like people like me, point out that you have significant flaws that have led to your company going down to the point of now you're just accepting mediocrity. You can't have stuff like this happen. You just can't. There's no NBA excuse. There's no hockey excuse. There's nothing. Whatever this was, this can't happen. It's not acceptable. It's not something that should happen to any, like multi-million-dollar company. If this happened to WWE, everybody would want answers and stuff. Like you cannot have stuff like this and then immediately it just goes to a movie like transmission or whatever. Or I work in media and I work behind the scenes. I don't know if it was just like a button or two or like, files or video of whatever was recorded on Wednesday just did not get received. But you have the means and the ability to avoid these type of issues, especially when this stuff was done and was in the can. It wasn't a live issue. It wasn't a live taped issue. Like this is very significant when basically the final 30 of minutes of your show does not air. And now, like, I'm not speaking, like, if you're one of those colliders out there who loves Collision and gets not, and sees this and you're like, what the hell happened? Like, you should be furious with this type of shit. Like, this is the type of stuff when you try to measure yourself up, even though I don't think they're near WWE, when you accept mediocrity like they have, and they're just going to brush this off as like some sort of minor issue, it's like, no, you can't have like parade around and say we're the best wrestle, and you have this high priced roster, and you have all this money and all this ability to do things better, and you're accepting failure. Like this is not okay. It's not okay. It's a new low for this company, and like everybody will just move aside and just brush it off like it's not that big of a deal. But crying out loud, you guys have a pay-per-view in 8 days. Get your shit together. Get your shit together. And maybe make Collision a better show rather than, just have Wheeler Yuta main event it. Sammy Guevara, dust him off. Like, what are we doing? Have some of your biggest stars on Collision. Like, it's just there's so much wrong with this beyond the obvious, but Collision needs to be a better show if you want to parade it around and throw it on Saturday nights against it, or you're just going to make it for the sickos. And then once it gets knocked off the air, don't act like it's some sort of like, it's just, man, I saw this and I just was like, you've got to be kidding me. It's almost like they make stuff up for, things to go wrong with this place. And nobody's going to accept anything. They're just going to brush it off and think, oh, everything's fine. We're cool. So, no. At some point, you guys have to sort of take some accountability to make yourselves better rather than just settling for mediocrity and settling for technical issues like this that I understand is, but you can't even make the excuse that it's live television. You taped this 3 days ago. The fuck, man. All right. Anyway, see you guys soon. Bye.